Welcome back to Dark Souls 3, everybody. I'm your host, Alex, also known as Solinus Dracone. With me, as usual, Alexander the Limey Whimsy. Hello, Whimsy.
Evening.
Evening indeed. Well, for better or worse, this is going to be it, folks. This is the finale episode. All we have left to do is the final boss. So before I do that, I'm just going to get the last-minute leveling and shit out of the way.
Ah,
We talk to Not Malentia, give her Grey Rat's ashes.
gracious, passing fine ash thou hast given. And awfully warm at that. Almost as if it had lived mere moments ago.
What are you implying?
Oh, forgive an old woman's idle
That you murdered him.
Shut up, Not
I'm sure an
Malentia.
ashen one such as thee would never indulge such base
Dementia.
contrivances.
Yeah. I didn't kill him, I just sent him to his death.
Angina.
What?
That's her name, Angina.
Really?
No.
Okay. Acute angina. So, not really anything I want from the Soul of the Twin Princes, to be honest, and just like all other Lord Souls in this game, I don't care, so I'm selling it. I'm gonna be doing my final level up with the Shran Maiden here. Welcome home, Ashen One, yada you. So, let's see. Probably want to put my last points into endurance, because this fight is sort of an endurance match. So let's see. Have I put the ashes down? Yeah, I pretty much put. Oh no, the cinders of a lord need to go down. All right, so we got to sit through that scene. Let's do this. I remember I did put them down because we were like, what the fuck would have happened with the Orm fight? And you know, that's when I was all like, how do we do this? So let's offer the cinders of a lord up. Very interesting looking item to put on the throne. And I don't know, it's been a heck of a ride, this game. Definitely fun. Definitely you can kind of lose yourself in it, but it did feel a little bit linear so far. I mean, yeah, it does branch paths and all that, but it's linear in the sense that you can't really find alternate routes too easily to just go and get yourself powered up early. The only real way to do that is to take on the dancer way before it's time. So, I don't know, it just kind of felt to me like you couldn't take this game in the order that you necessarily wanted to, which is not bad, but it just, for me, it kind of lacked that openness that Dark Souls 1 had, that if you wanted to, you could get like +5 whatever you want pretty damn early on.
Dark Souls 2 even had the openness.
Yeah, to a certain degree. I mean, you know, large, just regular Titanite chunks were kind of relatively hard to come by, but they were doable. In any case, let's just go ahead and get this cutscene started.
Sit their 5 thrones, all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords. Ashen One, with the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lord's embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire.
Can do!
Farewell, Ashen One.
Farewell. Kneel.
Noble lords of Cinder,
Oh no, Ludlith died.
fire fades.
Poor Ludleth.
We didn't really know him that much.
Lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires.
I kind of dig the setup of, you know, the lords need to come link the flame. It's like they got their shit together and like, okay, we need to link this flame every so often, so let's set up a committee to do that shit. And, you know, for the most part, I'm sure it worked. We don't know how many cycles of the light and dark went past since the last linking of the flame, but it seemed like this time they actually had an organized thing together that says, let's do this shit. And maybe it worked for a while, but everybody was like, oh, fuck this, we're tired. mean, every single one of them just like, I'm fucking going. Do you think it was maybe Lothric that started this whole party? He's like, yeah, I'm not going to do this, and the others were like, well, shit, didn't know we could do that.
Could be. I reckon that's a fairly astute guess.
Yeah. I mean, Lothric, for all his youth, is still revered as the wise prince and all that. Let him grant death, she says.
Gods of Lordrin, deliverers of the first flame.
So the last time we faced the final boss, it was just for our own private play. It was with my faith build, and that went pretty strikingly well, especially after I got the Sun Spear from him, which, that's like the ultimate faith miracle thing right there. But he's surprisingly weak to lightning, the final boss.
I find it a fairly weak boss overall. A lot of people like it, but I was not impressed.
It's got a good concept. I mean, they're doing the whole, he switches between all the different player styles and shit, which that's cool. I dig that, but then when it transitions over to being Gwyn and then he just does like that multi-swish thing that we're probably going to see, then it gets a little tedious at that point.
Yeah, I would have liked the final boss to be something really quite astonishingly impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Cake or something, I don't know.
Like, what was the final boss of Dark Souls 2 again?
Nashandra.
Nashandra, yeah, and that was interesting enough. She's a big creature that flung her shit everywhere. That was cool, but they had to give us a little bit more Dark Souls 1 style nostalgia for that. So I'm lighting this fire here, and is your sign in place, sir?
It's been in place for the last 5 minutes.
Well, now I see it. So let's go ahead and do this final thing. Lady Hildegard for this battle, huh?
Well, I might as well use my tanky character to make sure all goes well.
Exactly, because let's be honest, folks. As much as I enjoyed this game, I think it's kind of run its course, the base game, and we're ready for the DLC. Let's just face it, we're ready for something new. They set up something decent here. They set up a pretty good, first game, and it's good for a single playthrough. And if you're trying a couple of different builds, but we need to expand out. We need to get new content based upon what it is we've built, and hopefully new weapons and shit would be nice too.
Yeah, I think the fact that, like you say, it's quite linear, a bit like Bloodborne, it doesn't help when you're starting new characters. I mean, even Demon's Souls wasn't as linear.
Exactly. So let's see. Lightning is good against him, but I don't have any lightning stuff, and let's be frank, it's not going to be a battle that lasts that long. So let's jump into it. I mean, it's probably going to last a while. Close range is definitely dangerous. If you're two-playering it, you do want one person to be ranged attack. So, alright, he starts up with his thing. Still using the Chaos Blade.
Wow. Yeah, the Dark Sword has been nerfed, by the way.
The Dark Sword or the Chaos Blade?
The Dark Sword.
Oh, how so?
I don't know. What I am using has been nerfed, it said in the latest patch.
Okay. Oh, staggered him. Don't let that lull you into a false sense of security, the staggering. It does not quite work out that way. So he hasn't really started to do his weapon change bullshit yet. Come on.
No, yeah. Must remember not to try rolling.
Oh, he's doing his weapons change bullshit. Now he's got the wand, and he did the Soul Greatsword.
I wish I could hold a sword backwards like he does.
I know. It looks tight. He has not yet tried his Kamehameha, but now he's on the curved sword and he's going to start the flippity flops.
Have to wait for honor, I suppose. That allows you to hold the sword backwards if you're playing as a knight, and why wouldn't you?
Ah. Such a thing happens in this game.
For Honor, the game that's out next year, where you've got samurai and knights and Vikings fighting each other.
Yep. Okay, phase 1 of the battle is done. Now it switches to phase 2. Gwyn mode. Do not be near him when he does that. And let's see if he launches into his whole fucking big-ass gigantic... There he goes.
Yeah.
Not really any escaping that.
No, you have to be away from it from the start.
Sun Spear, pretty good attack. Big mistake doubling it and tripling it. That's way too easy to dodge. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Wow. This fight is damn near over. Might want to heal.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get caught in that. That's the one with the big wind-up, so it's really easy to see.
And he is done. I think I killed him with a bleed, folks. Alright.
Yay.
Buy my sword, motherfuckers. And now I got the Soul of the Lords. So, a choice awaits me here. Very fucking short episode, by the way. Only 10 minutes. Wow. Anyhow, so, I can either link the flame like a good boy, or I can summon the Firekeeper, and we can get this dark party started.
Did you give the Firekeeper her eyes?
Yes, I did. Her summon sign's right here.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I did it. You weren't there, obviously. You couldn't be there for that, but... So, when I first played through on my own playthrough, just my first time through the game, I went ahead and did the whole Link the Fires ending, and I believe with my Faith build I did the Let the World Fade into Darkness ending, but because we didn't follow the path of Yoel and Yoria and all that, then we did not really unlock the other two endings, which, you know, basically are the Dark Lord endings. So, what do you think? Should I let it all fade, or should I give it another go?
Take it for yourself, with the Firekeeper.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and close this out with the Firekeeper. I'm summoning her now. Looking good, babe. It is kind of shitty that my neck is visible in all this. I did not fashion souls this one. Imagine doing this cutscene with the symbol of avarice on.
It would look less than impressive.
I'm sure it would, but it would still be funny. She cups the flame like it's a little baby bird.
And then smashes her hands together.
Splat.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle.
Mm-hmm. Darkness will shortly settle.
But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness.
So even as we choose the dark ending, or the darkest ending available to us with our current set, they're still basically saying, yeah, this cycle's going to happen with or without you, buddy. So really, in the long term, you made no difference.
Always nice to know you had an effect on the world.
Damn right. It's like, thanks for playing. You accomplished absolutely nothing. And roll credits.
Ashen One,
No.
hearest thou my voice still?
A little.
Hmm.
She's asking if I hearest her voice. So Dark Souls 3, everybody. Final impressions, I did enjoy the game. I thought it was a nice successor to the Soul series, and if indeed it is the final installment of the Soul series, then I'm well content to let it sit with that. Obviously, the DLC is going to add extra content, and that's going to be enjoyable. I don't think I'll be doing the same character for the DLC, though. I really enjoyed doing my Faith build with Ulimi, and I want to go ahead and tackle it as the two brothers there. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Sounds good.
But since the Dark Souls 3 thing is done on this channel for right now until the DLC comes out, then some folks may be wondering what's yet to come. I don't know if we talked about this in a previous episode. I think we did. Starting next week, it's going to be The Witcher 3. And once again, this is being approached from the standpoint of I have never played a game in the Witcher series. All I know about The Witcher is they poison your guy and he comes back awesome. That's it. That's all I know. And you're supposed to be able to fuck witches or something. Which, I look forward to that.
Yeah, okay, there's a bit more to it than that.
Yeah, a bit more, but I'm a complete newbie, so we're trying to see how a person who plays general amount of video games like myself approaches the Witcher series, and if Witcher 3 is a good way to begin the process.
Well, Triss is best waifu.
If you like, I have no recollection of who she is. I've seen probably one or two cutscenes that you've shown me on YouTube, but other than that, again, I'm just going based on, well, there's hype about this, so let's see if the game is any good. And mainly, again, does it open itself up to new players as a Witcher game? Like, if you play this game, can you just pick it up and start playing and enjoy it? That's what I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah, you can, but it'll take you a few hours to understand the lore and what's going on.
Right, which is why my playthrough on that is not going to be a lore-based playthrough. I like to approach games, and this is maybe something that opens me up to some criticism, but when I approach a game, when I approach a new game, I am not paying any attention whatsoever to the lore, at least for my first playthrough. My focus is on getting through the game and beating it. I want to beat the game, I want to get comfortable with the game, I want to know how the game works, and then, later on, when I get good, then I want to be able to just kind of explore the lore at my own pace.
No, we're not doing that. We're doing it properly from the off, because it's too big a game to do it like that. You might only ever play it once.
Well, shit.
Don't worry, I'll be there.
Well, I mean, you're saying I'm only gonna possibly play it once. It's got no replay value? You don't have styles?
It's got tons of replay value, but it's just so big.
Then I'll be playing it again through. I mean, I'm not gonna probably try to go for all the content, but my focus is not necessarily going to be on the lore. I'll sit through cutscenes, but I'm not going to sit there reading item descriptions and, reading books and shit all Skyrim
It's
stuff.
fine, as long as you sit through the cutscenes, but it's like reading the entire Lord of the Rings saga in one go. It's big.
I've done that.
Yeah,
You know
sure.
me, I've read the Silmarillion several times, and I even made an attempt, and this is something, maybe teasers. I've been wanting to do book reviews more on this channel. I did a review of your book, which was a very good book, by the way, The Prince of the Black Palace, available on Amazon Kindle. You guys should definitely pick it up. I'm going to put a link in the description. But I've wanted to start doing other reviews for books that I've read, and I think that I do kind of want to launch into a whole Lord of the Rings lore series, kind of explaining all the details of the past going on with some of the favorite characters, and basically how a lot of the world was definitely not available for folks who just started watching the movies and maybe picked up the books. So it's going to be like that, if I get around back to it. I started doing it, I had like my primary video more or less set up, I just had to put like text and pictures and all that, but then I had my big old hard drive crash. So now I'm kind of saving a lot of that stuff to my Dropbox cloud, so I should be a little bit more crash-proof later on. And I think it's gonna probably be enjoyable if I can get down my explanation voice and find some decent pictures, but I wanna pour over the lore of the entire history of the whole world of Arda that Lord of the Rings takes place in, and that might be enjoyable for some folks.
For some folks.
For some folks, yeah. So we're just letting the credits roll here, folks. Just letting the one thing I will say, technologically speaking, about the Dark Souls games is, and this is just from the standpoint of a YouTube content creator is that it's actually the way that the background music and the general sounds in the game are. It's very, very easy to sync up with your voice track. Like, normally I'll have to lower the volume like crazy on a game I'm playing to get my voice to actually sound audible and legible. I don't really have to do anything with this game's recorded video in order to actually get to that point. So, I mean, I just drop it in. I don't have to bring down the volume any on the actual game audio. So that's one thing that Dark Souls, that helps us out as content creators. So if you're out there wanting to do a YouTube video series, if you want to get your feet wet on that, but you haven't quite gotten your skills down with Premiere or Windows Movie Maker, then Dark Souls, the series in general, is a pretty good place to start, just to kind of be able to make these videos that you don't have to dick with the volume settings too much. And Limey will tell you, I obsess over settings. We tried to do a Discord thing, I couldn't get it right. That's why we're still using Skype and an iFree Skype recorder, but anybody who has worked alongside me, Limey or Rambler, these guys know how serious I take this and how much I try to dick with things, and unfortunately I sometimes waste whole afternoons of their time trying to tweak just one fucking setting.
I don't think I remember being that pissed off in a long time.
Sorry, dude. It's for the fans. All 12 of them. Oh, lordy. So, that was the credits. So a lot of logos for various different companies. And begin Journey 2, I don't think so. I'm going to be deleting this character pretty much almost immediately.
I have uninstalled Dark Souls 3 for now, sadly.
While we were watching the damn credits. Man.
Well, that is the price of a solid-state drive.
That is true, although for me getting a 500 gigabyte solid-state drive really wasn't that bad. It was only like 150, which for solid-state drives, that's pretty good. So, maybe when Black Friday rolls around, they might have larger sizes available and might go for them. But in any case, folks, that was Dark Souls 3. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for joining. Once again, my name is Alex, also known as Solinus Dracone. With me has been Alexander the Limey Whimsy. Whimsy, thank you for being along with me on this journey.
You're welcome.
Until next time, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.